Good evening, Nalin ji.
Good evening.
Good evening, Nalin ji. Rakesh here.
Good
Hi,
evening,
Rakesh.
everyone.
Good evening. Good evening. We'll just wait for a minute or two and then we can start. Is that okay with you all?
Yeah, awesome.
Okay. Okay, so we can start maybe as and when people join in, they can join in. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us to take you through our last half year, what we have done. And I think it's been an interesting journey, and some of you we've been interacting last time also. I'll quickly take you through a brief introduction about ourselves and then maybe dive into what last 6 months and what is in future that we are planning. So you get a perspective of what are we doing. We've just basically announced our 6 monthly results. Some of you would have possibly seen that. There is a quick video that I have. I just want to share that so that people who haven't seen it can quickly see what we are into, and then maybe they run into the individual sites.
Can we have the audio for this video if you have?
It is actually playing.
It's not audible.
1 minute, hold on. I thought it was playing. 1 minute, huh?
Yeah. Good now. Yeah.
So this is a bit dated, but still we have a lot of new things that we've done. Just to quickly take you through, we actually established in 2017. 18 is we diversified into basically only design to signages, clear films, frost films, 3D art sculptures, canvases. So more or less occupying that interior space more and more. We have been continuously for the past 3 years been awarded as the best design agency in our fraternity. Within the niche that we are in, we are clearly one of the leading companies here, and obviously we converted ourselves from private to public, and we went public 24, as you are aware. It's been 6 months since we have been there, and we've kind of now moved into a next gear, and I think you've seen those numbers. Just to quickly take you through what we started with. So environmental branding is typically when we take a brand and take a theme into a particular office, and then we extend the theme. Either it could be brand related or it could be any theme that is there, predominant to a 2D kind of an environment. And it could be just the signage offerings that we keep doing. So it could be exterior, interior, aligning to the brand, whatever the brand wants. So we have the entire fabrication facility at our end. We also aesthetically do into arts and murals and artifacts and curios, which complement the space, enhances the space. We do into 3D installations. So anything to do with real material, sculptures, could be 10, 15 feet. If you see on the right side, it's almost a 20 feet sculpture into a college and a school that we did. And anything related to, it could be any material. It could be thread, wood, steel, iron, anything related to that. We do cloth. There you see the sari installation on the left. And then we are into soft furnishings also. So anything aesthetically, if you see the right side, the curios of one of the corporate offices, which is a boardroom, which we had done. And also anything to do with design. So anything design and build. So we do both. As Nestle, you see on the right side, we had done a design and a build for them and various other offices. Misho is the recent one which we did. And this is anything to extend the digital immersive experience. This is one of the offices which we have done. Just quickly take you through. Inauguration of the office was done on an immersive experience. So just an helicopter immersive. This is just a viral feedback of what we do. So I mean, one thing for HSBC when we came back was also doing this kind of a thing for them. So just an invitation to them to we are doing for a small event of the inauguration, which we complemented with the ATA membership. So we add on to our portfolio of one is the space. How can we enhance to the core customers on that side? This is one. Then a quick industry overview. All of us are aware that overall every industry is booming, and so is the real estate. Typically, we are focusing on the commercial space more and on the hospitality space and extension. And I mean, the numbers are here to say almost the real estate has reached $2.7 billion already. There's an expected $1 trillion expectation by 2030, and which will contribute to almost 13% of GDP. So this is enough and more space for us to quadruple, in fact 10 times we can look at growing. If you see our core business overview in terms of the numbers, we are 100% debt free, 74% almost CAGR in terms of revenue, 156% growth on profits over the last 3 years. Profit margins are healthy, 16% net margins, and we've won almost 3 awards back to back as one of the best design firms which are there. Now there is interesting, apart from what we just now told you, we've really diversified because of the fact that we've been 6 to 7 years in business. We've understood this business and how do we vertically expand in terms of going deeper into our own segment, and in terms of width, how can we expand so we can take a larger piece of the overall pie which is available. So this is the first assignment that we did, which is a bare shell converted into an entire very beautiful office that we made for 3M. 2 to 3 companies bid it for this, and luckily we got the mandate to do this office for theirs. So apart from our core work of beautifying the office through 3D installations, which is their own, if you see, we have used their own products. These are tapes, these are traffic signal ones, these are Scotch Brights. So we've used nice art installation with their own product, and the entire office has been done by us. So a bare shell converted into office. This is one of our biggest build, which we got it in the first 6 months. You see the numbers are there already for you to see. We've recently got for Adani, one beautiful project. You see it is under construction at the moment. We've got the mandate to do the entire interior for, and in fact 3M which we finished was done in record 90 days time, in fact better than that. So people were very appreciative. We went for an inauguration, their MD and the entire top management was there. Adani again is a very big name to call for, so we've got a 20,000 square feet office to be done for there. To give you a quick purview of what 6 months passed by, we did a Visa 7th floor. We did a Bank of America Chennai, about 9 floors. We did a Visa Infosys Bangalore, to give you a perspective. Wipro is another big client that has come in this 6 months. Admiral in Delhi, Infosys Vizag. We did BlackRock, with again 3 destinations we've got in. Mumbai, Gurgaon, and one more has come in. Geo BlackRock has also come in recently to us. And just to take you through the other pieces, one minute. Infosys Coimbatore, so you see a 2D, 3D installations here. HDFC is a very large 22-story building. We just finished about 2 months back. Entire theme was the West Bengal. If you see the whole 3D installations, what we have done, and a beautiful Lipi art was done at the reception. I can share it to you later on. It was done by about 30 people whom we had got it from Bhuj, actually stationed in Kolkata, and did the entire reception, which was very well appreciated by the top management at HDFC. This is the TBRE, the PMC team, their own offices was done like that. And as I was telling you, we've this is an immersive wing which we have briefly told you last time. So this is what we do typically. When you scan the QR code, this actually goes onto your phone.
Tamil Nadu
and it talks about an audio and a visual, and the wall actually starts talking
for water sports and
there's a wall, and this
the state's ability for aquatic adventures is evident in its thriving water sports culture. From the adrenaline-pumping surf at Pebble Point to the serene boat races on the Pichawara backwaters. These activities not only offer thrilling experiences but also foster a spirit of camaraderie and respect for the water's natural beauty. As we dive into this aspect of Tamil Nadu's leisure pursuits, let's celebrate the vibrant community that brings these water sports to life.
So this was Bank of America Chennai, and this one was also
Immerse yourself in the essence of Tamil Nadu's Carnatic
just
music.
scan the wall and they all start
and
talking and music.
Born from ancient Vedic tradition, this music form is a testament to Tamil Nadu's rich cultural tapestry. Celebrated through the annual Madras music season, Carnatic music is not just an art, it's the soul of Tamil Nadu, echoing through temples and courtyards. With each raga and tala, it tells a story of timeless heritage and passionate artistry. Experience the legacy, where every note is a step closer to the divine, and every rhythm a heartbeat of Tamil Nadu's enduring spirit.
So this was one of the first few of creating this augmented reality stuff and do it along with this immersive experience at the corporate side. Not many people have done in the corporate side. So this was one. I'll just show you. Now, in terms of expansion, I was telling you last time when we met also, some of you were there, that we've actually now gone ahead and ordered one of the best setup. We've already expanded. This is the setup, which is almost a 7,000 square feet setup, which is getting done. Our setup is, and we've placed an order for a very top-end, high-end machine, which is one of the leading US brands, which are almost only about 20 odd machines are there in India, whole of India. This has been in India for about 25 years plus, and one of the largest which can work on any kind of this. It could go on glass, on wood, on metal, any kind of printing can happen, and its speed is very high. We are also looking at 3D printing to start with in some time. And also there is, last time we had said that there is within our fraternity, when you talk about anything on technology, how can people speed up their work? And there are various companies who have done it, like a JLL have got a software platform, or a lift space or a flip space. They have a lot of so we've done a research with the large architectural fraternity, the vendors who are participating, anybody who is attached to the architectural engineering and construction firm. We are doing a back-to-back a 35 module platform which is getting developed. We have a lot of benefits are being developed. I am not divulge details on this, but it's a simplified project management platform. It that enhances the accessibility to third-party collaborators. It can be easily integrated with that. It is automated source allocation and inventory control, and it has got a centralized reporting So about 4 to 5 modules are already developed. It's a 35 module thing, and I think we'll take about, as and when the modules are done, we'll keep getting into the market and enhancing the modules further with it. So this we will it's a business model and a revenue model attached to it. Also, we'll take it through there. This is the recent award that we won by Begin Up just about 3 to 4 months back. The leadership teams are me and my colleague who was there, who's looking at the production and finance side. We've got independent directors who are into IT domain, who is helping us on the platform side, and a 40-year plus experience who are working on the design and build project for us. There are experienced promoters as well as experienced directors who are helping us in developing the future course of the organization. In terms of senior management, very senior people who are there on the design side, who have worked for organizations like O&M, Tricaya, Lintas. They bring in a very credible experience in terms of the design side. Again, design and build, we have got communication specialists who are interacting with the clients and making excellent presentations. On the experience, what you just now saw, we have a very senior person who is on board. Also the creative side, and on the project management side, my son is there who's looking after the entire 3M project was independently handled by him from the concept stage to the web. So he was stationed actually in Bangalore overseeing the entire project. In terms of the order book, we have a healthy order book again, almost of about 10 odd CR, which we see completing in the next 2 to 3 months. And this is as of, I'll tell you, mid-October that we are. So we have another few queries which are happening in November and starting November onwards. So we're hopefully going to build a decent number starting September to the coming half year. And these are the numbers which was already kind of put in place when we announced our thing. The last year revenue full year was 22 CR. We've clocked in 23.38, which is for the first half year, which is more than the full last year. If you see almost profitable, the EBITDA margins are almost close to what we did last year, full year, this year, with 20%. And net worth, obviously we've seen that capital inflow has happened, all of that. So that has jumped in from 7 CR to almost 26 CR. PAT is almost more than what we did last year, the full of last year. First 6 months itself has a PAT more than that. And profit margins are healthy even after the business is coming much more, twice or thrice what we did last year, but the margins are pretty much healthy. So this is broadly what we had. Some numbers which all of us was anyway published, but this will give you a perspective of the healthy profit and loss and balance sheet. This is just to give you a comparison of last 6 months to the next 6 months, half yearly, and then to give you a perspective of last 6 months to this 6 months, and last year to this year. So to give you a perspective on that. So healthy return, we're pretty much confident, and the market is pretty much growing. We are excited in this industry, and I hopefully will kind of see if we can double up our numbers. That's the foray that we have. And if you see, these are the kind of brands that we are working. In fact, we've got a PO from TCS recently and Google recently, which is one of the 1.5 million square feet office which is getting developed in Hyderabad. These are some of the numbers which are not tabled in, but this has come through. And that's what from our end. Any questions, any inputs, and please, we are open to kind of answer some of the questions that you have.
Thank you, Nalinji. This is Deepak here. Can I ask you questions?
Yeah, please go ahead, Deepak.
So the order book of 10 crores, this you were saying will be executed in the next 6 months, right?
Some of it might get earlier. In fact, this is as I told you, first week of November. And hopefully looking at our cycles, typically 3 to 4 months is what we look at. The Adani, which is a big project, again is a cycle of about 120 days. So I'm hoping that we should finish it off much before the March ending half year for us.
Right.
And obviously we are in pipeline of some more discussions which are happening, which I'm pretty much hopeful that will also kind of fructify.
Is it possible to disclose what could be the quantum for that?
No, that numbers are still not closed in, but I have these finite numbers which are disclosed, which are already kind of orders which were with us in hand, and these are confirmed orders, which is what, I mean, POs which are confirmed with us, which is also published at the NSE level.
Right. Because I was just comparing the June presentation, which had an order book of almost double, almost 20 crores. So the 10, I guess you will build up in November, December.
Yeah, 100%. This is, as I'm telling you, September has just gone by. So
Right.
this is just about 1.5 months of numbers that you're seeing it. So our business, as you see, is sometimes it's a 3 months, 6 months, depending on if it's a big project, and the fielding or the work starts off much beyond. So if I'm closing a particular project, the discussions of those projects are almost 2 to 3 months or 4 months or 5 months in advance. So that's how the cycle goes. So once it comes in, the execution is 3 to 4 months with us. So these numbers are all possibly going to be over within the next 2 to 3 months, and the build-up will obviously start off beyond these numbers, what I showed you.
Got it. Got it. And just one more question to add on to that. You said you hope to double the numbers. Now, this is double for the last half-yearly numbers, or?
No, as I told you, the conviction and the discussions which are happening, we're doubling the last year's number.
Right. Got it.
That's my assessment. I'm not too sure, but I'm just saying this is what the trend shows.
Right. And with the similar kind of margins, like 20% EBITDA margin you did in September?
Hopefully, because you've seen the first 6 months already.
Yes.
Hopefully, we should be able to look at that numbers.
Great, sir. All the best. Thanks.
Yeah. Great. Anyone else have any questions or any inputs?
Yeah, Nalinji, can you throw some more light on the platform developments that you're doing, and how will it, help you in generating top line numbers, or can you give us some numbers?
So as you know, we have purposely have 2 directors who are on board who are at least 25-30 years of tech experience. Over the last 6 years or 7 years of our experience, we've gone through various project cycles, and there are very few firms who've got a tech platform who can actually deliver an end-to-end solution where it is very seamlessly there. So there is a software platform which we are looking at developing, wherein anything to everything in office environment which you have can be available there, and it makes everybody's life very easy. So one of the unique propositions that we are looking at is that you don't actually need to go away from your comfort zone. Like if you're working on a particular platform that gets easily integrated with the software solution that we are developing. The whole idea where we have is that it could be a 30 to 40 module, and you as an individual architect may need only 7 modules. And it could be like 5 machines that you need on. You may not need on all machines. So it could be a monthly retainer that can go through as a revenue model to you. And we have done a dipstick research with almost all leading architects, small and big, and almost all, at least leading facilities heads, and a few people who are managing PMC. And then we've made this robust documentation which is already into development now. I may not be able to release detail out everything, but this makes people's life very easy. It's like and this has got a mass market to it. So anybody who's into the infra architectural, interior, vendor attached to this. There are several vendors who are providing so many pieces to the real estate and the office space environment. So this will benefit all of those guys. And the major part component is that it is very, very easy to use. People do not adopt a software because it is very difficult. It goes away from the comfort zone. So we're making something which is easily adaptable by people. And this would be a need for them. So we are fulfilling that need gap.
So if I get my understanding right, this will improve your efficiency in your internal working. So this is nothing that you will be selling, right?
No, we would be. So this is internal to us, but we will be selling it to people who would want to take this office. So this is another one from us in terms of our core competency getting diversified into the tech domain also. So this platform will be used by us definitely, but this will be also given to anybody. This will be a proprietary platform developed by us.
Got it. Yeah. So on the second question side, you just mentioned that you are having talks with TCS and Google. If I'm not wrong, you have already done some work for Google in the past?
Yeah. We have done a facility for them in Hyderabad, and looking at that, we have almost inked it. We've got an official email from their end, and TCS also we are working for a very large project in Noida for them.
Just a ballpark number, will it be bigger than Adani kind of a case, or you're looking at similar levels?
No, so currently it's a design. It's currently only design. Build possibly which might come in, but at the moment it's only design.
Right. Great. All the best, Nalin. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Hardik. Thanks a lot.
Nalin, hi, this is Rakesh here.
Yeah, Rakesh.
First of all, compliments on the new projects and also the good order book. Only thing is that regarding this software, what we are trying to develop, can you also, do you have a guidance on the revenue expected and what is the timeline or something of that sort?
So it's a very detailed and a very deep one. It would take at least a year for development, more than possibly a year. But as and when the modules, so some of the modules which are very easy for using and all of those, we are developing first those, which we will start marketing. And we are very confident that the offtake would be very decent. I don't have the numbers and projection at the moment, but as and when we build it, because this is all coming from a deep research and there are not too many players in this side. Though there are people, but we have found out other competing players also, but we pulled out what is the current need gap and we are trying to fulfill that need gap. As I told you, it is to be in the comfort zone of people who are working. So how can we use their current methodology of using and build that? So obviously there will be a revenue model attached to it, and there will be people who are going to be selling it apart from we using it ourselves.
Okay. So it would be from FY26 onwards, the revenue flowing in inside the calendar.
No, I believe we should be able to do the first 7 to 10 modules by March.
Okay.
By March, and that's the time we should start it in the market, because we would have a minimum bunch of modules with us. And then as and when monthly modules keep coming in, we'll keep adding those modules into the platform.
Okay. Any cost estimation? What do you see for this?
So there is a cost which is already there. We have built in the cost for that, and it's a part of the overall gamut of things which we had envisaged.
Okay. Thanks, Nalin.
Yeah. So.
Nalin, just another question. We were seeing that there were some developments in the pictures that you uploaded in the presentation on your new facility. So can you throw some light that how big is the facility and how will it be advantageous in getting your task done faster? And
so what is happening today is that we had a facility which was, as and when we expanded, we kept taking in an industrial state galas which were there. So there were about 6 of them which were there at different locations as and when we expanded. Now we have taken a consolidated facility which is almost 7,500 square feet, which can be expandable further if we do a mezzanine floor on that. So this will be everything we consolidated at one go. So all your laser, CNCs, printing, UV, 3D printing, everything will be consolidated there with the production and the teams who are working along with them. So it brings in ease, faster execution, better control on things, and obviously we will be able to manage our own stuff with a larger quantum which is coming to us. Rather than sometimes if we are choked, we sometimes do sublet it, but now we will be in control further in terms of quality, specs, detailing, timelines. All of this will help us to do that.
Great. Great. Nalin, one more question, if I may be allowed.
Sure.
Yeah. You have been working with Infosys for a pretty long time, and I understand that you have done multiple projects for them. Is there a possibility, like you can have a long-term arrangement with conglomerates like Adani, TCS, so that all of their projects keep pouring into you? Is there a long-term, like a 3-year, 5-year contractual system that you can have there?
Most of the organizations sometimes do that, but as a policy, some of them don't do that. So they do have options sometimes, and they do have a unseen kind of a thing where if your quality, if your pricing and everything is aligned to anybody else that they offer, and but your product and your services are better, then they keep doing repeat orders. I mean, if you saw Google was not there, Google is very transparent and they look at several, there are 5577 guys who come in for audits. But this was an indirect mandate saying that since it is a great output that you have done, possibilities that you possibly be, so there was a recommendation from them into the architects and into the fraternity, and that's how we keep getting it.
Great. Great. Yeah. Thanks, Nalin. Yeah.
Nalin, you have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you increased the sales team versus
Yeah,
the last
we've
time?
already, We've already got proper people in Hyderabad, set up in Bangalore. We've got in Delhi. So there is 3 or 4 people who've come on to business side. Now that you've seen, we've already got back-to-back 2 projects on design and build, which is a fairly large number that we've got. So that space, we've also got experience on that. So now we'll be pitching that with 2 large brands with us. 3M being MNC and Adani being one of the largest conglomerate in India. So those are 2 big brands with us with not too much of background. But if you can pull through those 2, I'm sure we'll be able to add on more to the overall kitty.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, Mohit?
Hi, Nalin.
I joined late, so might we be repeating the question? Can you tell me the order book and the timeline for the same?
Yeah, I did say that we have in a month and a half we've got about 10 CR as an order book, and I presume that should be kind of over within the next 2 to 3 months. And we are in a pipeline of some more as discussions are happening with them, and we are hopeful to kind of get those closed in sooner.
And what about the margins? This time margins were somewhat depressed this time.
No,
Comparison to-
margins have been pretty healthy. It's almost the similar margin, 16-17% net margins are there. Though we have increased our turnover almost double of what we did last 6 months, or I mean the whole of year what we did was we crossed it in the last 6 months. And we've been able to maintain healthy margins there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Alan, hi, this is Mudit.
Thank you.
I had a quick question around more strategic, sort of looking 2-3 years out. And it's a little hypothetical in trying to understand how scalable your business is. Let's say we're today doing about, say, 30 to 40 crores of revenues. If you had to take a quantum jump in our growth, let's say we wanted to achieve, say, 150, 200 crores of revenues a few years down the road. What are the challenges to your scalability? Is it that you have to do many 10 crore projects, or you can actually do, say, there are 30 crore projects out there as well, which currently you're not doing because of your size and scale, and as you sort of keep growing, the size of these projects will keep increasing. What kind of resources would you need in terms of employees, capital, etc., to sort of see much higher sort of size of revenue?
So, Mudit, the idea of us diversifying into these two, three verticals is exactly what you are trying to say. The whole idea of our expansion, nobody would try and a company like an Adani would look at your books before they give you a number or a assignment like this. The fact that we had such a great brands with us and what we've done for 3M, they have given us this mandate, though small. And you're right, it will be a 5 to 10 crore kind of thing, but once we are healthily doing this exercise, we can easily do a 25, 30 crore, 40 crore kind of a number. That's not, I don't see that as a challenge. Plus the fact that we are parallelly diversifying into a software platform, which could possibly have a huge swing, because I see a mass market there. This is because my conviction, I'm not too sure it'll work or not, but I believe that could be another revenue spinner. Our core business anyway, there's enough and more expansion that you're seeing. Real estate, office space, you see, and everybody wants this in the office. We've got a head start. We are one of the biggest in the current domain, though we are small at the moment, but within the niche that we are operating in, we are fairly doing very good business. Everybody has got a recall. We are getting businesses from the same brand we are tapping to, from the same architect we are tapping to, without even doing too much of effort. We are being reached by them. So these are some things, and the market dynamics are pretty positive everywhere. So it's not that it will not happen. The whole idea is how can we take the company to the next level to those numbers which you are saying. So we are also hopeful. If it comes to, it could go to those numbers. And obviously, if the business is there, back end, obviously, we can scale in the teams, we can scale in the infra, we can scale in everything. That's not a problem at all.
Right. So, for example, today, if you were to get 10 projects of 10 crores each, like, for example, what you did with 3M in the last half,
Right. Right.
if you were to do, say, 10 such projects, do you think you'll be able to immediately add these resources? I mean, I'm assuming the designer part, I mean, is the knowledge base where you can sort of leverage from what you've already learned in other projects.
Right.
But I'm more sort of alluding to the EPC component, right, in the sense of getting people to execute those projects. Is that something that's easy to expand into?
So Mudit, what also happens is, like when you see expansion coming in very fast, you do definitely subcontract. Not everything can be done at your level.
Right.
Maybe you'll be able to compromise a bit on your margin, but we've been working in the industry and we know everybody in the industry. So we know the contracting fraternity, we know the electrical fraternity, we know the AC fraternity, carpet fraternity. So we know everybody within the system. So it's just a call away, and we've worked with some of the leading firms. So if we have our own set of fair and good, but if there are, say, multiple projects running at a given point of time, we can also talk to people who worked for, and these are quality control staff review. Everybody wants business nowadays. So if you can sublet it through your connect and your reasonable fee, you can get that business definitely. It's not nothing great about it.
Sure. Understood. No, look, I mean, last half and the last year as well, you guys have done phenomenally. Actually, I mean, just looking at it, if you were a 20 crore business last year, and you're able to win business contract size 10 crores and higher, I mean, that means some of these institutions have this kind of confidence in you executing larger projects. So, yeah, kudos to the team for pulling this off.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got Adani because of this only. Otherwise, I mean, we got a 10 CR and 3M as a brand. So obviously they said, I mean, they can put our bets onto us. And we don't have too much of experience at that, but one project, and obviously the brands which we have worked for and the credible partners that we've had. So, I mean, that is, and hopefully with these 2 or 3 of them, we could go to the market and turn out some more things. And we've got some serious senior partners advising us. So that also helps us a lot in terms of we don't falter, because this is a learning ground, and first 2 projects have been a great experience for us. And with senior resources, as one of the directors, I've got about 35, 40 years of experience only on design and build projects. So their guidance has also helped us to kind of mitigate any risks that are there.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Mudit. Anything else? Otherwise, we can end this and maybe we can upload this for everybody's intervention.
Just a quick question. This is Shivri here.
Yes,
This machine which you bought, which you said 20 odd machines are there in India. So can you talk a bit more about that? And also this Noida project, yes, did you notify that?
No, no. So we haven't, as I told you, we've got an email. We are still awaiting the PO. So I haven't modified that. So as in when it comes in, the notification will go in. On the machine side, this is almost a US, largest machine in from US. It's actually, we've already placed the order. It should be delivered by middle of December. And as I was telling you, this can print on glass. This can print on wood, 50 thickness, on any FS material. It can do braille. It can do and it's all fully automated. Very high-end machine and with huge speeds. So if you have multiple projects going on simultaneously, we can quickly work on multiple products. So we have some work going on wood, some on acrylic, some on MDF, some on, so we've got now laser cutting, we've got anything to be printed on that. So multiple things which we were having to do it at 4 or 5 machines. This can be clubbed it at one machine and the speeds and numbers can be doubled up. So it's got a UV print, which is the top end printing side also. And obviously deposition to do brails and other signages which you typically get from all multinationals today. So that's the advantage that we see.
Okay, and one more question. In Mumbai, all these big builders also do a lot of interior nowadays, right? So any plans on that front?
See, my only concern is the fact that that fraternity, unless you have a reasonable connect on fraternity of getting monies, sometimes becomes difficult. So we've been cautiously trending on large corporate houses where the money rolling is easy. And if we believe that we can, everybody is wanting to do all of this. There's nobody who would not want to do it. But we are a little bit cautious in terms of approaching it. We're pretty much healthily growing. We don't want to spread thin and ensure that, our monies get stuck somewhere. So that's the whole thing. Hence, we've not approached that segment at the moment, frankly speaking. Yeah, Rahul, you had something?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, Rahul.
Yes. Hi, Nalin. I just wanted to understand the software module that you were talking about, So if you could just explain in detail what that project is about and what problem are we actually trying to solve actually by developing that software?
Rahul, actually that's a little bit of confidential stuff. Because that's a after a lot of due diligence and research, I would only say that our conviction says that we are solving a need gap. I cannot reveal everything at the moment. The dipstick says that there is a usage of that required by smallest to the biggest of the architects to the corporate side. So anybody from the vendor management side, central reporting side, documentation, everything is being thought through and put in. It's almost a 35-40 pager detailed module document that has been done, and which we have presented to some of the key bigger architects, and they've kind of nodded it that if it comes through, we'll be the first guys to take it. So that's the only thing I can tell you at the moment.
Okay. So I assume then that's going to be one of its kind software, right?
Partly some of it is there in the market, like JLL has some module, CBR has some module, some other guys have some module, Liftspace has some module. So there are people who have these bits and pieces of modules, but ours would be more comprehensive, which is what I can say, and easily affordable. So it's not about being comprehensive and very costly as a platform. So if you want to take a module, it will be very cost effective. And I see that as a potential because it will be very cost effective. The smallest of the architect and the biggest of the guys can take it. And hence there is a revenue stream attached to it.
Okay. And I assume it is going to be a B2C module then, right? It will be for the
predominantly, yeah. B2B predominantly. And because it will be predominantly for business usage. Architect, not the client, but obviously the client can see. So I can give it to the client also. In case you want to see the future thing, so the client will also be happy. So he can see the entire progress in the chain, what's happening, and need not bother on a continual basis. So everything will be in control of the client also.
Okay. Okay. And by what time actually do you think the whole software is going to be ready
So
and be
as
rolled
I
out?
said, about a year from now, so there is already the backend activity is almost kind of ready. 6 to 7 modules should be ready by March, which we will go to the market with those 7 modules. And hopefully another 6 to 8 months or a year for the rest of the modules to develop. So there's a 35 module stuff which we're talking about.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
One more question, Kalanji.
Just give Rajesh last one.
Yeah. After I'll join you.
Yeah, Rajesh, you had something?
Yeah. Hi, Nalini. I wanted to ask you two questions. One is, you talked about being connected to all the architects and the whole system. Let's say project wins at Infosys, TCS, Nestle, and now recently Adani. If you could throw some light on the method in the business development process. You said you have offices now in Hyderabad, etc. You did express some of that related to the order book.
Right.
So one is that. And the second one I wanted to learn from you on the business is, there's an element of design and imagination that your team comes together with, along with the large printing machine, etc., that you talked about, which is the in-house manufacturers stroke bought-out items. And what we see is a combined number. So if you could give us a sense of that on how does a typical project look like? I mean, you could value it at a 100 rupee value or a 1 crore value to give us some perspective on the element of design, inputs and compensation, and then bought out items, stroke built in-house items. How does that look, please? Thank you.
Yeah. So, as I told you, we are over the 6 years, 7 years of our operations, there is a healthy touch with the leading architectural fraternity, with some of the key infrastructure heads, as and when so there is obviously a factor of they coming back to us for various assignments they themselves are doing, or directly if the client themselves are doing. So everybody is expanding at the moment. The IT sector is expanding, so is the other sectors expanding, and offices are getting done top right and center. People are all in the offices and they want something different always. So we've done, I mean, like we were in Orgatech there was a very large assignment, this outfit in Germany. We were there looking at what trends are there happening. So we bring in something new into the people who are there, who are our typical clients. So this is our business generation side, and obviously in a market, what are the other stuff getting developed? So there would be cold calls and any other business does. And then finding, okay, this is possibly happening, this is at this stage, who are the key people, and then we touch base with those guys, we pitch our credentials, see our clientele list, and get us an opportunity to get into the system. So that's the basic module. Like you're talking to Bosch, as I'm telling you now, we're almost in the consideration set with them. So these are the things which we do. And on the other side, when we are talking about a 100 rupee thing, so we always say that today's day and age, people want a lot of new things to happen. But 100 rupees was earlier only a design, to only a graphic, to only signages. So as they are going in, the component of this 100 rupees is getting divided into, say, 25-30% on 2D, maybe another 25-30% on 3D, and suddenly we've seen immersive coming in. So one large assignment, almost 1 million square feet. Every floor had about 75-80,000 square feet. If you consider there are about 15 walls, about 7 to 8 walls, 50% of the walls had an immersive engagement with them. It could be leading to a Wikipedia page when you scan the QR code. It could be leading to a video. It could be leading to an AR thing. So we are adding a amount where we get differential margins through this. So we are innovating in our approach, where we are going into an immersive is one such thing which is actually liked by a lot of people. So this is how we divide our revenue stream of that 100 rupee. So this breakup is, as we keep doing differential, we keep adding value to the, otherwise there's no value addition to the same client or to any other client that we're going ahead with.
So are you saying that project sizes are getting bigger because the scope of doing immersive AR, etc., is being added so that
Yeah, this is what we are pitching. Yeah. This is what we are pitching, and people are liking it. So now, though it was initially very difficult for us to kind of let people know, but people are now exposed. People are now exposed about AR. People are now exposed about AI doing various things. So we are integrating AI in our designs. We are integrating AR in our executions. So all of this, as the trends are moving in, we are moving faster, a little bit faster or aligned to the industry, what's happening. And hence, we are delving more deeper to the client within the same project.
Right. And just one very quick question on repeat clients or existing clients, people who had done it, work with you a few years ago, and they see the modern change of AR, they see the immersive experience, breakout rooms being done in a different way, etc. Are you seeing some bit of those clients sort of coming back for a redo of the job, etc.? Where I'm coming from is, in some sense, your nature of business is order book driven and sort of one-time engagement on that project, not necessarily on that client, because Infosys could have 20 sites. But if you have a sense of repeat after 3-4 years, pretty much like how we redo our apartments or offices at a smaller scale.
Right.
So give us some sense of that perspective of how this business will repeat also going forward.
So see, typically whenever you are investing into a house or into your own self, if you see, you do it with a vision of at least 6-7 years, 10 years, right? I mean, and as the trends are changing, the newer things are coming in. So you would have people who would refurbish a lot of their offices. So when the refurbishment happened, it refurbished either entire lock, stock and barrel, because the way offices were done about 4 years, 5 years back is no more the trend. There were closed offices, now there are open offices, there are phone booths, a very different way of working has happened. So obviously, the erstwhile office environment, the culture, the whole new people who are coming into the office is very different. So if you need to retain people within your own self, you need to change yourself. So we are getting that mandate also from a lot of organizations, where they are saying that, okay, the office was done about 4 years back, 5 years back, 6 years back, it needs a revamp, and we come back. Either we would have done it 7 years back, they will also come back to us, because the design, the sense, the aesthetics were very different then and now. The color palettes, everything is changing very fast. So that's how we keep getting that. So it's pretty healthy, and we're pretty excited to be in this space, and we're growing fairly well. I think we'll be pretty much happy to take it further ahead in terms of whatever we are doing.
Great, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Should we kind of call it a day? I mean, we don't
Just the last
know.
question.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead with the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to, I keep getting queries about Blue Pebble and the scale. So if you have to give me one name or a couple of names from a listed or unlisted space who are competing with you in projects equivalent to Google or TCS, just for us to understand the scale. For example, there's a company in Bangalore called Woodcraft. They are into a similar space, if I'm not wrong. So if you can...
Woodcraft is more of a contracting firm, and they only do a part of the contracting stuff, that they would take its civil interior stuff and then they would subcontract the other part into that. So Woodcraft, I would say, would be one of them, but we are more design oriented. This is more, so we bring in that finesse, we bring in that design piece, we understand client, we understand brand, we are more marketing driven. All of those USPs are there with us. Those people are more contracting in nature. So once the design, once the architect does the aesthetics, the thought process, the thematic thing, they come for an execution. So we add tremendous amount of value further than what you are saying. So we are not that big at the moment, because very, very small at the moment. We ventured into that territory, but then we bring in far larger value to the customer in the overall sense of things. So as what Mudit was saying, that we've just ventured into this. So if we bring into the client much more than what we create, then there will be a larger share shifting to us. I don't know if it will happen or not, but this is our thought process.
So if I'm getting it right, you're on the top side of the pyramid, the creamiest part of the building or something like that.
Yeah,
And
so we are the cherry on the cake at the
जाने में
moment.
आपको दिक्कत
Yeah.
नहीं आएगी. But if at all you choose to scale up and you want to do more of work for a good client, you would also get into a little bit of contracting, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we would. But that space is also cluttered. A lot of competition is there. It's not easy to get business. But with our, whatever we have created till now, we believe that we have a little bit of edge there.
Right. Thanks, Nalin. Yeah.
So thanks everyone. I think it's been great to have you all. Thank you so much for patiently listening to us. And hopefully with our endeavor, we would keep coming back to you all in terms of any new things that we are developing or getting into this. And as and when something comes in, we'll be very open and transparent to put it onto an NFC platform for you to view it. And hopefully we can do much more better than what we have done now. And we're very excited on this space. And thanks for your time and patient listening.
Thanks and all the best, Navin.
Thank